Guys, the butterflies are the main villain in the Peacemaker show. What are they? Where did they come from? We're going to discuss it right now. Guys, Chris and Rob here, the Jersey Comic Crew. And today we are going to try and delve into what these butterflies are, why they are taking over people and giving them these disgusting mouths that suck goo out of bowls, and how they spread all over the DCEU seemingly rapidly and instantaneously. So, Rob, what do you think these are? Like, where did they come from?
So, I'm thinking the big obvious thing is that they're an alien race, right? We saw Starro, and we know that now in the movie universe for DC Comics, the idea of these crazy alien entities are canon, right? It's real. We could be expecting them. They did mention Batmite. And now, Batmite, throwaway character, but multi-dimensional being is something they mentioned that Batmite is, right? He travels. He's a big fan of Batman, and he does these kind of weird things. I'm thinking that this is an alien race from a different dimension that's come to Earth to start colonizing. I think the little ship that Peacemaker has is a spaceship, right? Kind of like maybe one or two of them are in there. They come in and they start to breathe. They get into the host body. They start sucking the goo, get the strength and minerals from people, and then just keep spreading.
Yeah,
so that's what I think they are.
That's interesting because, yes, it seems like that device Peacemaker has and for some reason still hasn't told anybody about, which is so annoying. It seems that it is definitely alien in origin, right? It doesn't look like a language on Earth. It's a lot of kind of hieroglyphs, and it glows and it transformed at the very end. Could that be what brought these here? Possibly. I think option A, right? Alien in origin. Kind of similar to me of what we saw in Marvel with the Brood, which is a bug race that has like this hive mind. They spread, they breed. It's kind of like, Alien meets Predator meets like every demon from hell. That kind of had a similarity. But the other option I was thinking about is something on Earth. Is it something that Argus made? Because we know Argus delves into a lot of different scientific stuff. They try to, Amanda Waller in the comics especially is big into kind of counteracting superheroes in case they go bad, and do we need to make this? Could it be almost like a mix of stuff we've seen in the comics, whether it's DC related? The quickest thing I can think of is Parasite, who's a villain that Superman fights a lot.
Yeah.
And he basically, every time he hits you, absorbs energy and gets more powerful. But also kind of stuff we see in Oscorp and Spider-Man comics, like the Spider Bite. Could it be a mutated bug, a mutated genome that Argus was testing out that got loose and spread across the world way too fast? Is that something that could be plausible as well?
I think anything is plausible at this point. I do see that being a cool theory, especially like why is Clemson there, and like he's obviously hiding something. He knows what the butterflies are. Maybe he's responsible for them or letting them get out or creating them. The reason I'm more on the side of aliens, right, is because one, I think that'd be cooler, right? He's like, oh, fighting aliens again, right? I did this once before. But two, it's that weird ship thing that Peacemaker has. It's not in any human language, right? At least that I'm aware of, right? So it's like, oh, what is this thing? It's obviously from alien tech. I mean, it could be a hybrid of those answers, right? They were created on Earth and this alien tech controls them. That could be cool, but like these butterflies seem to have a consciousness of their own, right? They seem to have almost a personality because when they're in a host, they're talking through the host, right? They're like, hey, go warn the others. This is what we're doing. I do think here, maybe not like what they are, but like I think there's going to be a queen, right? I think these are all like worker ones, kind of like Mimic and Ant Colony, right? They're all workers trying to spread, and then we're going to see some big queen somewhere that maybe Peacemaker is going to take down. Do you think to fight this butterfly plague, are we going to get other members from the Suicide Squad or from DC Comics in there to help him out? Like, do we think he's going to have to do a team up to kind of take these guys down?
I think that would be great. I think you could bring some of the smaller characters into it. Ratcatcher being one. I doubt Idris Elba is going to be in this show.
No.
I doubt Harley Quinn's going to be in this show, even though she was mentioned earlier. But I think you could bring some of the smaller ones. You could do Ratcatcher, maybe King Shark, because Economos is the guy who plays him in the body. So maybe you could do that. But yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a mix. I don't know necessarily if that is a ship because it's so small, but I get it if it's like a ship because it carried this little like disease bug that spreads. And it also reminds me of something that happens in real life too, Rob. Wow. And especially like anyone who lives in the Northeast kind of knows about this. There's a huge cicada problem every like 11-ish to 15 years.
Oh, true.
So what happens is like these cicadas are born, they reproduce, they get burrowed underground, and it takes them, you know, at least a decade to grow and hatch. And if you're a DBZ fan, that's kind of what Cell was based on.
Yeah.
So this kind of reminded me of that, where like, are these butterflies just were sent here to Earth, alien tech, alien species? They landed on Earth. We didn't know they were here, and they bred and burrowed, and we didn't know about it, or they were spreading into people, didn't know about it, and now is kind of the time where they all kind of hatch.
Oh,
so is that
that
also kind of like a disease spreading issue, which obviously the world is very used to right now, but also in the terms of this kind of insect infestation per se? Is that partially what's going on, where Argus is like, we had, again, Argus, right? We had this, we knew about it, now we have to cover it up, kind of like what they did with Starro.
I like that idea. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, especially like when we see them at the end of the third episode, they're in like this guy's basement, and like there's like this green jade looking like blockade. Obviously, I'm assuming the insects made it, right? And then there's tunnels underneath. At first, I was like, maybe this is just like a rich person's escape tunnel. But what if that goes along with your theory and they're like, they were created by the insects, so that way they could travel around and move and burrow, and then they're all going to start coming up to take over the world. I really like that idea. I think it's going to be cool. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get the answer of what these insects are within the next couple episodes.
Yeah, I agree with you too. Like, we kind of have to get past this, like, I'm not going to tell you what it is, right? Because now the problem has grown to a significant height.
Yeah.
And now, like, not only that, Peacemaker's seen them, right? Like, seen the original form of these things. So I doubt he's going to go forward and be like, fine, put me back to jail, but you need me because I'm, like, one of the only people who could stop this at the moment. And I think the one last kind of tidbit situation is, are they symbiotic, right? Are these, like, butterfly, insect, you know, alien demon things, do they need a host in order to thrive and build these things? I doubt those little bugs can, like, build, like you said, that cocoon-style giant jade closed doors, right? Could it be kind of like a Venom situation where there's a symbiotic relationship with a host? They need a host to survive. And is that why they originally came to Earth too? So there's all these different questions that could possibly all tie into each other as well.
And guys, that is our thoughts on what we think the butterflies are in DC's Peacemaker Show. Let us know what you think they are down in the comments below.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up, like, really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, subscribe and turn those notifications. You do not want to miss any more of our Peacemaker talk. As always, we are hitting every single episode and talking about everything you want to know. And if you missed anything, check it out on the channel right here. And as always, I'm Chris Heller. That is Rob Moran. We're the Jersey Comic Crew. And we'll see you next time.